Lily Thompson, an 8-year-old with a radiant smile, was buzzing with excitement. It was her first ever airplane ride, a 5-hour flight from New York to Los Angeles to sit her grandma. Born with cerebral palsy, Lily faced physical challenges, but her spirit was unstoppable, curious, bright, and full of wonder. "Mommy, are we really going to fly through the clouds?" she asked, her voice slightly slurred but bubbling with joy as she peered out the airplane window. Her mother, Claire Bennett, brushed a curl from Lily's face and grinned. "Sweetheart, we're going to dance with those clouds today." Claire, the CEO of Bennett Foods, a major airline catering company, had booked first-class seats to ensure Lily's comfort. The extra space would accommodate Lily's mobility aids, and Claire hoped the premium service would make this milestone trip magical for her daughter. As the plane leveled off at cruising altitude, Lily's eyes sparkled. "Mommy, I'm starving. Can we get airplane food now?" Claire pressed the call button, expecting a warm response. Instead, a flight attendant named Brenda Walsh approached, her face etched with a scowl. In her late 40s, with tightly pulled back hair, Brenda barely glanced at Lily. "What do you want?" she snapped, her tone sharp enough to cut glass. Claire, keeping her cool, smiled politely. "Hi, could we see the first-class menu, please? My daughter's hungry." Brenda's eyes flicked to Lily, taking in the folded wheelchair nearby and the slight tremor in her hands. Her expression soured instantly, like she'd bitten into a lemon. "First-class meals aren't for everyone," Brenda said icily, her voice dripping with disdain. "Especially not special cases. We've got crackers in economy, if that's more suitable." Claire's heart thudded, but she kept her voice steady. "Excuse me? We paid for first-class seats, and we'd like the first-class meal service." Brenda leaned in, her voice low but loud enough for nearby passengers to hear. "Look, lady, these meals are expensive. Kids like her? They just make messes. I've seen it a million times. Parents like you think your special needs kids deserve the same as normal passengers. But let's be real, this is a business, not a charity." The cabin went quiet. A woman, two rows ahead, spun around, her face a mask of disgust. A businessman nearby stopped typing, his jaw tight. Lily tugged at Claire's sleeve, her voice small. "Mommy, why can't I have the food? Did I do something bad?" Claire's heart shattered, but she forced a smile for her daughter. "No, sweetie, you're perfect." Turning to Brenda, her tone hardened. "My daughter has every right to the service we paid for. Bring us the menu." Now, Brenda rolled her eyes so dramatically it was almost theatrical. "I've been doing this for 15 years, ma'am. I know what's best. Trust me, you don't want to make a scene." The tension was electric. An elderly man across the aisle, his face kind but stern, spoke up. "Ma'am, is everything okay?" Brenda whipped around. "Sir, mind your own business." He didn't back down. "You're being unkind to a child." Brenda laughed, a bitter, cutting sound. "Unkind? I'm being practical. Some people need to learn their place." Lily's eyes filled with tears. "Mommy, I just wanted to try the food. Why is she so mean?" Claire pulled her daughter close, her voice trembling with controlled fury. "Some people forget how to be kind, sweetheart." Brenda scoffed. "Don't play the kindness card. I'm saving you embarrassment when she can't handle the silverware or spills everywhere. I've seen disabled kids ruin flights like this." A teenage boy behind them stood up, his voice shaking with anger. "That's not cool. She's just a kid." Brenda snapped. "Sit down, kid. This is what happens when parents don't teach their kids reality." Claire had had enough. Standing, her voice rang clear. "I want your supervisor. Now." Brenda smirked. "My supervisor's busy, and my decision stands. No first-class meal for her." What Brenda didn't know was that Claire wasn't just any mom. As CEO of Bennett Foods, she supplied meals to dozens of airlines, including this one. She knew the meal packaging, the service protocols her company designed it all. Pulling out her phone, Claire dialed a number. "This is Claire Bennett, CEO of Bennett Foods. I need Captain Alvarez immediately. It's about a service issue on Flight 447. Brenda's face paled, but she tried to bluff. "You can't just call random people and pretend you're important." I get passengers like you all the time, throwing around fake titles. The cabin buzzed with whispers. The elderly man shook his head. In 50 years of flying, I've never seen such unprofessional behavior. Or, Brenda shot back, Sir, you don't get the challenges we face with difficult passengers. But before she could dig herself deeper, the cockpit door swung open. Captain Alvarez, a man in his 50s with a calm but commanding presence, strode down the aisle. Ms. Bennett, he said, extending a hand. What's the problem? Brenda's mouth fell open as reality crashed down. Claire's voice was steady but razor-sharp. Your flight attendant refused to serve my disabled daughter the first-class meal we paid for. She called Lily a special case who doesn't deserve the same service as normal passengers, said disabled kids should know their place, and accused us of seeking charity. The captain's face darkened. He turned to Lily, who clutched Claire's hand, tears streaking her face. Is this true, Brenda? He asked, his tone like steel. Brenda stammered. Tu just thought she didn't need the expensive meal. The elderly man spoke up. Captain, I saw it all. She was rude and discriminatory. Said the girl needed to know her place. Other passengers nodded. The businessman added, she was way out of line. That kid just wanted food. Captain Alvarez knelt beside Lily. Hi, sweetheart. I'm the captain. I'm so sorry this happened. What's your name? Lily, she whispered. I just wanted to try airplane food. He smiled warmly. We'll make that happen, Lily. Standing, his face turned thunderous. Brenda, in 25 years, I've never been more ashamed of a crew member. You discriminated against a child, via OLAT policy, and embarrassed our airline. Brenda's voice shook. I was managing expectations. I've seen parents set their kids up for failure. The captain cut her off. Stop. Every word makes this worse. The businessman stood. She told the mom disabled kids should know their place. Exact words. A woman with her teenage daughter nodded. She said parents like her expect charity. It was awful. Claire stepped forward. Captain, there's more. My company, Bennett Foods, supplies the meals on this flight. This flight attendant discriminated against my daughter while serving food. We pro-VY dead. The captain's eyes widened. Bennett Foods was a giant in airline catering. Ms. Bennett, I'm deeply sorry. This is unacceptable. Turning to Brenda, he said, You're suspended. Report to the galley and stay there. Security will escort you off when we land. You'll face a full investigation. The cabin erupted in applause. Lily looked up, confused but hopeful. Mommy, can I have the food now? Claire hugged her tight. Anything you want, sweetheart. Captain Alvarez knelt again. Lily, I'll make sure you get something extra special. And how about a cockpit tour later? Lily's face lit up. Can I see where you talk to the clouds? He chuckled. Absolutely. The rest of the flight was a turnaround. The captain ensured Lily got a first-class meal with a chocolate dessert. Other flight attendants, horrified by Brenda's actions, showered Lily with kindness. The elderly man, George, a retired teacher, told her travel stories. A teenage boy, Max, shared games on his tablet. The businessman gave Lily his airline wings pin. As they ate, Claire whispered, sometimes bad things lead to wonderful surprises. Lily, mouthful of cake, nodded. This food's so good, Mommy. As the plane descended, Captain Alvarez addressed the cabin. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for an earlier incident. One of our crew failed to uphold the respect every passenger deserves. I want to commend a brave young lady, Lily, who handled a tough situation with grace. The plane burst into applause. Lily waved shyly, finally feeling celebrated. After landing, security escorted Brenda off, her head down as passengers whispered. But Claire wasn't done. The next day, she unleashed her legal team, filing lawsuits that shook the airline industry. Brenda was fired, blacklisted, and faced civil rights charges. Her union refused to defend her. Claire shared Lily's story publicly, not to shame Brenda, but to expose disability discrimination. The video of Lily's courage and the captain's response went viral, sparking nationwide debates. Airlines rolled out mandatory sensitivity TI training. Companies sponsored flights for disabled kids. George started a foundation to help families like Lily's. 3 months later, Lily kept her wings pinned on her wall, telling everyone about her cloud adventure. Not the mean lady, but the kind people who made her smile. One night, staring at the pin, she said, "Mommy, I want to be a pilot so all kids feel welcome in the sky." Claire's heart swelled, knowing Lily had learned that one person's cruelty couldn't dim the kindness of many. What do you think? Should Brenda have been given a second chance? Or was her punishment fair? How would you handle someone like her in public? Drop your thoughts below. Hit that like button if Lily's story moved you. And subscribe for more stories that'll keep you talking.